Hi. Welcome to the Thirst Well. No. Welcome to...
Hey, but that should be a location.
That's... No. Welcome to the Splintering Wheel. My name is Ash. I'm your GM and also your host. And we have with us today 5 amazing adventurers. And I'm very excited to get to set out with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we will introduce ourselves and our characters and our pronouns and what we do and stuff like that. And then we can get moving on setting out. Let's start with Emily.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am an artist and a filmmaker. Sometimes I make art for games. Sometimes I do art of people's characters. And in this game, I'm going to be playing Bao, whose pronouns are also she, her, hers. Bao is a shaman, and a little weird, and a little spooky, and a little bit gross. And she only has sort of a few years of memory. She can't remember having been alive longer than years. So she's very, very curious about pretty much everything.
Cool. Next up we have Erin.
Oh, that's me. Hi. I'm surprised every time it comes to me. Hi, I'm Erin. Pronouns are she, her. I am a computer nerd, and I also do a podcast, that D&D podcast, look us up. And I have somehow thrown myself into trying to design RPG stuff recently, and it's fun. So
You can't escape it.
I mean, all the people I've been hanging out with do it, so, peer pressure, etc.
Yeah.
And it's way cheaper than drugs. So, I will be playing Etienne today. She is a thief. She thinks she is more charismatic than she actually is. She is a tall lady, like 6'2", 6'3". She's got the little side shaved hair thing going on. She thinks it's pretty cool. And she's also, after the last adventure, sporting a bird nest hat, which she uses to protect herself from the sun.
Excellent. Next up we have Ray. Hi, Ray.
Hello, I'm Ray. I am a RPG designer and but primarily a RPG podcaster. I make a actual play podcast called Insert Quest Here. And I'm currently working on, at last count, 8 RPGs.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
And my pronouns
I feel that pain.
My pronouns today are they, them, which are also the pronouns of my character. And my character's name is Brianane, a ranger who has a cassowary as their animal companion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you tell me what a cassowary is?
Oh.
Have you ever heard of an emu or an ostrich?
Quite, yep.
Imagine if they were a little bit smaller,
And meaner.
fiercely solitary, and had razor-sharp talons.
Oh, so like a contemporary feathered raptor. Got it.
And it's got a
Pretty
little,
much
neck
exact,
gobble
like-
thing. Right,
Yeah,
right.
they
Neck
have,
gobble and a little, like-
they have helmets too.
It's worth
Hold on.
like doing a quick Google search for cassowary.
Check the chat, and it is there.
But with black feathers and full of murder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
whenever we see them at the zoo, I'm always like, that's not a bird, that's like a child inside some kind of like movement thing, and then I see the like hatred in its eyes, and I'm like, that's not a child.
It's a dinosaur that, like, barely passed, a disguise check.
Yeah, basically.
I'm very glad I asked.
Luke, hi.
Hello, I'm Luke. Coming to you from Ash and Emily's house. Ash, the destination today, we'd like to go to the Bone Zone via the first well.
I second this motion. The motion in this motion.
Motion denied.
This is a dictatorship. I am a professional GM for children, a game designer, a podcast host, and also an antagonizer of cute people. My pronouns are they, them. Today I will be playing Calic, whose pronouns are she, her, and she is queer, orc, trans, lady Gandalf. And that's all you need to know.
I'm all about that. And finally we have Andy. Hi, Andy.
Hey, how's it going? A happy whatever in the world day and time it is where everybody is at. Let's see. Hi, my name is Andy. I'm a person who can barely breathe because all these wonderful people are causing me to laugh so very much. So thank goodness for mute. Today, importantly, my pronouns are she and her. Today I'm going to be playing Arcady, who's kind of like this little shit kid who follows Calic around, who's a druid, who is maybe friendly, but maybe just under the guise of friendliness is just throwing a bunch of shade all the time. But I'm pretty sure they're very nice. And importantly, Arcady's pronouns are they and them.
Awesome. Well, given that we are there's 5 of us and fucking around is likely to happen, I feel like we should get started promptly. I think we Yes, Luke?
I have a special destiny. Can I roll for my destiny?
Yes. That is a bad destiny. Does it say what happens on a 6- specifically?
I tell everyone about the nightmares I've been having and how frightened I am.
Do I get to tell you what those nightmares are, or do you have to work out?
I have to say what they are.
Okay, cool.
God. I think I have... I've been having a recurring nightmare about my last adventure with Arcady and Etienne. And specifically the bit where Arcady was trapped in the web. Only in the nightmare, Arcady, clever, wonderful Arcady, doesn't manage to, like, free himself, and instead just, like, chitons. Fucking chitons everywhere. And I can't do anything about it, and yeah, it's really upsetting and awful. And so I think when Calic, like, wakes up, she goes to find Arcady and Etienne and, like, reassure herself that, like, no, actually that adventure, like, did not end in awful tragedy. Yeah.
Excellent. Great.
I've never not missed that destiny move.
Really? I'm sure we've done some where I've described weird dreams to you.
Yeah, but I think that was just we misread the move. Like, I've never gotten a hit, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, let's get started with our start of session move. Introduce your characters, which we've done. If any of your characters have been working on long-term projects around town, make the lending a hand move. So, where is that? Because that has changed a little. Lending a hand, when you spend time in town and help develop an improvement, while other adventurers set forth, say how you help and roll plus fortunes, which is currently -1. On a 10+, your help is invaluable and you keep the project moving, mark 1 progress towards the improvement. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. You make headway, but the going is tough and it takes its toll. Mark 1 progress towards the improvement, but gain a debility. Or the project is delayed due to disturbances in town. The GM will give you 1 reliable rumor. On a 6-, catastrophe. Resources are lost in an accident and more harm is done than good. Reduce fortunes by 1 to a minimum of -3 and gain a debility of your choice. So has anyone... Because everyone here has been away for at least 1 session, I think. So if anyone wants to roll a lending a hand move, you can, but you are not required to. And you can be working on anything that you think. So The apothecary has 1 progress, the carpenter has none, and the other ones have not been started yet either.
I would like to work on the apothecary.
Yeah, cool. Now, one of the things I want to remind people is that you can actually help each other out with these moves using the assistance move. You just expose yourself to any risk that comes along with it. So, for instance, if you help out and they roll a 6 or lower, you're going to gain a debility as well. So there is that risk. But yeah, if someone's helping you out, then that's the thing you can do. So how's that look?
I am interested in helping, but I will
Awesome.
wait and see what you're actually going to describe doing.
Yeah, sure. I think so last time I was like helping sort stuff, I think, and like sorting things to go on to like into stores and shelves and things. Although I don't feel like at that point we really even had a structure inside the apothecary. So I think I would be. I'm not very good at like construction. So actually, yeah, I think it's more like resource gathering and sorting. Maybe I'm identifying some stuff. I think that's what I'm doing. There's like a bunch of like dried mushrooms in just like a big bucket, and I'm like going through them and like working out which ones are what and like putting little labels on them. I think that's what I'm doing this time.
I love it. That sounds great. Cool.
Most of that involves licking them to work out what they are, obviously.
Yep. Cool. So
Always taste your science.
Yes, definitely. And then write it down. Yes. So the way that Aid Another works now is if you help someone out, describe how you help, and after they roll, they can re-roll one of their 2 dice.
I mean, if someone was helping me, I think it would probably be a case of like every now and again, I would like find one and like taste it and like smell it and sort of look confused and then like hold it out to Brianane and like wait for Brianane to like taste the mushroom and then ask them weird arcane questions about it. That is probably.
Or, with Brianane being the ranger, did they bring you, like, are they the one who has brought
the mushrooms? Yeah, also totally valid.
So I think maybe I spend a afternoon doing your suggested method, and then after I see that you're serious about this, I bring you a book, a handwritten reproduction of something, possibly lost, and I hand it to you and I say, "This belonged to my wife, and I think that you will be able to use it better than I can."
Oh,
Gay.
That's very lovely. Yes, I think, and I think Bao kind of like recognizes that that's a significant thing, and kind of takes it very reverently, and and whenever she's like looking through it, she's like turning the pages very, very carefully and trying to be really,
trying not to get
I think it's probably I'm envisioning that the book is a handwritten version of a 17th century kind of cookbook, because 17th century cookbooks had heaps of medicine in them. It's like, oh yeah, make this bread or this candy that's also meant to cure gout. You know.
Ah, yes, the gout candy.
Yep.
I remember fondly.
The gout candy.
Yeah,
They
it's
found
that kind of.
in Tasmania recently that like a cunning man like had and it was all of his like magical folk remedies and stuff. It was like a big deal in the history of Australian folk magic.
That is rad. Okay, I should roll a thing.
Yes, you should.
Alright,
2d6
so-
minus 1, but you get to re-roll one of the ones. One of the 2d6.
Okay, 2d6 minus 1, but I get to re-roll one of the.
Yep, if you want to.
I think if you type RL at the end of it, it will re-roll the lowest one. RL1 maybe.
Yeah, but it's better to look at it and decide if you want to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep, I'll reroll it.
Go for it. All right.
Damn it.
Yeah. So
Fate has spoken.
Yep.
yeah.
Golf.
Let's reduce fortunes by 1, and both of you can gain a ability.
Oh.
What does that look like?
I get sick. I lick too many poisonous mushrooms and I make myself really sick.
Yep, the abilities section in the book, in the document, will let you know which ones there are. So yeah, they are weakened, grumpy, shaky, muddled, sluggish, or distracted.
Hey, Ash, can you post a link in the chat for the document? I cannot seem to find it for some reason.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
For future reference, if you want anything to do with the Splintering Wheel, you can go to cjack.net/splintering wheel. That's got everything there. So
Excellent.
That's just for future reference. So I will post a link in the chat.
I think I'm weakened.
I think I also get sick. Perhaps not as sick as Val. But I indulge in taking care of Val.
Aww,
So which ones have you taken?
I'm going to look at that now and work out which of the
Yep.
ones.
Sure thing. Cool. Does anyone else want to, now that the fortunes is down to -2, does anyone else want to have a go?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I trade in my two fancy vials of ionized earth that I found under that weird tree last session in exchange for a bonus on a roll to work on the apothecary, or just a tick on that clock?
You would be able to get a +1 on your check.
Arcady, will you help me with this?
Absolutely.
I have
Awesome.
some concern. And I think what this looks like is outside the building this time, because we did set it a little bit on fire last time. I've got a little sacred fire going, my little campfire, and I've got a pan, a cast iron pan or something, and the dirt is just in there, and we're just trying to refine it or melt the metal out of it. It's a little unclear because it's just Arcady and Calic poking at it with sticks, trying to do alchemy, but not really knowing exactly what they're doing.
We're not wearing the right hats for this.
No, we are not experts, and our advice should never be followed. And yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So you're only rolling at -2 because you've got that +1 from your equipment.
Cool.
That's right, -1. Yeah.
Yep. And I also have my good druid friends to help me.
Yeah. Oh shit!
We poked it with the right stick.
That's right.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think what we discover is that heating up this weird ionized dirt with the sacred fire, as it smokes, there's weird a weird ozone smell to the smoke, and there's little sparky bits, and we managed to catch this whatever it is that we've made by accident, but we managed to catch it in a bottle. The first actual magic thing that the apothecary has. We did it.
Yay!
Progress.
Yay, shiny
Curse is
sparks.
broken. All right. Does anyone else want to do a thing, or do we want to move on to the rumor gathering stage?
I wanted to try and do a thing if possible.
I'm listening.
Okay, so ever since interacting with all these birds, Etienne is super into birds in general, and I think she's going to try and find either an attic somewhere or an unused building and start not necessarily a bird sanctuary, but try to train them to to hunt and deliver messages and use them as like scouting aids and that sort of thing, and maybe trade one delivered my hat.
That's
That would just be a
amazing.
perk. That would just be a perk.
What are we calling this?
This is a long-term project to get the ranger's animal companion.
Oh, I don't even want that. I just want a flavor bird on my hat.
Yeah. All right. What are we calling this thing when it, like, once it's finished? What would it be called?
I don't know if it's like what
Aviary or a
area.
rookery?
Yeah, isn't a rookery a thing? Hold on, rookery.
Rookery is
A
crows.
breeding colony of rooks. Yeah.
But they live in the wild.
You could call
What
it a
do you
roost.
call
A roost is a good
bird?
name.
A mews, M-E-W-S, is where tame falcons were kept in medieval times.
Let me see what this word means. There's something called a volary, V-O-L-A-R-Y. It's a large bird cage or aviary. So
I'm
that
gonna
might
call it
work
I'm gonna call it a roost for now. We can change the name if we need to.
too. Okay.
Later, it can become a bird barn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there is a roost token on the map there for you to put onto whatever building you think you want to be building that in.
This one, way up here, kind of by the woods, because it's
Yeah.
that
Cool.
way. There's less, let's say, collateral effect from birds flying around on
Yeah.
the nearby buildings.
Sounds good. All right. So yeah, 2d6 minus 2. If anyone is helping you, then they can put their hand up.
Anybody want to help make bird friends?
I mean, I would love to. I am a bit sick, but I think maybe I am too enthusiastic. So I want to help anyway. And I can imagine that, like, Brianne is like trying to get me to, I don't know, take medicine or something, and I'm just like,
I will help. I will help also, seeing as I know how to tame birds, not with the giant one that I have to keep out of trouble.
Cool. Yeah. So you have 2 rerolls then available to you.
Excellent. Is the cassowary like an instructor?
The cassowary and I are in a shaky truce.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna reroll that 3. That's worse.
Yep.
I'm gonna try rerolling it again. It's 8 minus 6. Damn. Okay.
Dang. All right. So everyone involved also gains a debility.
Sorry for killing half the party.
I'm gonna
we
take
reduce
weakened
fortunes.
and distracted.
Yep. So fortunes are now -3, which is as low as it can get. So like, you know.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Cool. All right. So the roost is currently zero ticks. Cool.
I would like to complain with some of the people of the village about this dumb bird project, and while
Wow.
I'm at it, maybe learn some
Wow.
rumors.
rude.
I will
Okay.
cut you.
Katie
Look,
doesn't.
as far as I can tell, all the actual progress that's happened is that the birds have like shat in a bunch of the town's food supply. So like,
You gotta spend money to make money. Okay?
but yes, Ash, I would like to make the gather rumors move.
Yep.
And
Are you spending money on it?
no, I don't have any money.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a cleric of Nodoma. Why would I have money? That doesn't.
I
make
know
sense.
that makes perfect sense. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think it's not actually. I don't think Kalak is complaining. I think Kalak walks in on a conversation where a bunch of townspeople are complaining about it, and then gently redirects the conversation towards something maybe a little bit more productive.
Sounds good to me.
And I'm going to roll my charisma, which is quite good.
Oh
I got a 9.
So yeah, a piece of a rumor. Let me have a look at my little page. I think someone in town has like some. I think they're guinea pigs that they like keep, and sometimes like kind of they're like it's not a big thing, but they do like breed some guinea pigs for food. And during the night, I think they heard like a screeching sound, and then and then when they went to and then like the sound of like rattling and things, and when they went to go and check on their guinea pig enclosure, like I think just two of them. I think two of the guinea pigs had been taken, like the cage hadn't been broken. It had been like opened and then like thrown aside, right? Like someone had like opened into the latch and then like thrown the door aside so hard that it like had become slightly damaged. And I think there was, I think the only thing that they spotted there was a feather, but like a pin feather. One that still had its like sheath, its waxy sheath on the outside. That's the
Get
only
that
thing
fucking cassowary under control.
So that's the only thing that they know of about it.
Interesting.
So that's a good rumor and all. But I think we should either go to a bird potluck or go back to the bone zone.
I know Ray wanted to
Work on the carpenter.
Yeah.
Is anyone helping with the carpentry work?
I think I better
Absolutely.
stay out of it.
Yeah.
Etienne's going to help. She is super mad about how the roost has been going, and in order to get her mind off of things, she's going to devote herself to another project until the haze of anger in the general vicinity of that building disappears.
Sounds good. All right. So you have one reroll, Ray, and you're at -3.
I think what this is that Renane is just clearing out a building of stuff, and I think it's probably hard for others to tell this, but I think that it is probably the house that Renane and their wife shared, and Renane is clearing it of things so that it can have a new life as a place for working.
Well, that's incredibly sad.
I love it.
But yes, go right ahead. You have one reroll and -3 to your roll.
Welcome to Friends and Feelings.
-3 is going to be fun. So there it is. Sorry, one moment.
That's right. So yeah, you're rolling 2d6.
Set up the first roll for the day.
Yeah, so in the chat you can just type /roll space 2d6 -3.
All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah, did you want to reroll one of those?
Yeah, I'll reroll one of the 3s and hope I get a.
I mean,
6.
you're still not going to get above a 6.
Yeah.
So the two of you gain a debility, and the fortunes do not go down because they can't go down any lower.
Yeah, I've got 3 abilities now. What's the new one?
Hey y'all,
start
at
to
least
the
it can't get
day,
any
team.
worse.
Aaron, careful.
What's my next ability, I guess, is the question.
Heartbroken.
Look, that's not on there. But I guess I could use Grumpy as Heartbroken.
Yep.
Just call it Heartbroken, -1 to Charisma.
Uh-huh. Alright, did anyone else want to do some gathering rumors or failing to build things?
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Which might be kind of me in character, maybe suggesting to someone more personable. Oh no, I'm not self-aware enough to know that I'm uncharismatic. Anyway,
We can never see our own character sheets.
it's true. But my overall suggestion is players to players is that considering our fortunes in the town are so low, it's potentially a very good idea for us to try our best to bring back fortune and resources as a priority. So if we have any rumors that may help us bring back fortune and resources, that would be good, or otherwise maybe we ought to search for those kinds of rumors.
Was there also a thing where if we clear up a threat to the town, resources go up?
Yes, so the two ways that you increase fortunes is by clearing a threat to the town or bringing back like fortune and stuff like that.
Right. And if we do both...
If you do both, then you get
do
2.
they stack?
So, like, on that basis, though I was joking before, I think actually maybe a return to the Bone Zone is not a bad idea, because there's, you know, probably a bunch of, like, valuable metal and, like, cool, weird old weapons and shit there that we could bring back. And also that might let us clear up this lingering problem with the Emperor, because, like, hey,
that's right, we have to find the Emperor's head.
What's going on with that coffin that is just, like, in town? Can you fill us in? Is it haunted? Is anything obviously bad happening with it?
Nothing obviously bad has happened.
Cool.
So
I think we should go find the Emperor and steal his uniform and get some money that way.
So we have, just to try and remember, we found the Emperor's body in the sarcophagus, and it had no head. And when we began to burn the body, we heard distant, like, scream wailing.
I appreciate you trying to make us both culpable in this, but to be fair, when I began to burn the body, you don't own any responsibility for that. That was my bad.
Sure. So our current theory is that potentially the head, or maybe the ghost of the Emperor, is somewhere distant but within this area. Yeah. And if we were to find that, we could resolve either, like, ending the Emperor or helping, or whatever the kind of situation is. Is that kind of what we learned?
Yeah, that seems about on the mark.
That sounds... What else? And there was we had a fancy banner and we lost it. And there was a tiny little chitin seed that was growing a dead dude into a chitin, but, like, we dealt with that.
Yeah.
I think we've hit the major points.
Okay. For those who were not on that adventure, also, I have a couple of notes that the Emperor in question died a very, very long time ago, but is maybe not entirely dead, as we just described. And their name was Atsis, Emperor of all between the Standing Stones and the Sapphire Sea.
That would be Cinder King Atsis.
Yep.
Give him his full title, please.
Mm-hmm. We think he's not truly dead in some way. There was a thing about, like, I received a wisdom at some point that was a king can only lead an army in uniform, and we think that this emperor may have had, like, a special magical crown or something like that.
Also, there were robot birds. They were nightingales, but with a K on the front, and they were made of metal. And we went over a magic bridge, and Stephen was hit by lightning, but didn't die.
I'm sorry, robot birds?
Yeah, little metal nightingales, yeah. That seem to be associated with this.
They're friends with the drag racing lizard men.
Drag racing lizard men, name of my high school ska band.
Alright, does anyone want to do any more rumor gathering, or do you want to set out and not dally?
Set out and not dally.
Yeah, my charisma's really poor, so I have a feeling it would just lead to more shenanigans.
So the risk that folks are trying to weigh out here is based on like getting more info, and then the cost of failure is just that we're all real sad about it.
So yeah, cost of failure for gathering info is that I give you a rumor about like basically I advance a clock, or I move a threat closer, I make it more dangerous, and tell you about that.
That's the option where the coffin starts doing spooky stuff. Probably.
Okay, well, see, that sounds fun.
I would
also, you
know,
can
I would
help
really...
each other with any of these town rolls. So, Arcady, do you have decent? I think Arcady had.
Yes, I do.
Charisma. So maybe Etienne is helping Arcady. Is what it sounded like.
I've stolen some books, so I'm real good at like reading and stuff. So I'll just like sit behind her and quickly take notes. Them. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
In the case of I would love for Arcadia to go rumor mongering. So
sounds great. So yeah, that's a charisma check. You can spend a coin to get a +1.
I doubt I have any dollars. I can't imagine I have any dollars. So let's assume I have no dollars.
Let's assume that it would be in your inventory if it were so.
Great.
$0 dues.
Yeah. All right. So a flat charisma. Right?
Yeah, yep, roll charisma, yep.
Great.
Someone should write an Apocalypse World playbook called The Rumor Monger.
Yep.
Yeah, so you've got a 3 and a 1 there. Do you want to re-roll one of those?
I do. I really do. And then what is the magical... How do we...
So just roll, /roll space 1d6.
Thank you.
And then that should be it. So that is all up. A 7. Cool, great. Yeah, and you're trying to find out about the Emperor specifically. Was that the plan, or just
no? I don't think Arcady would have been inclined to go after that specifically. I think Arcady's tact would be to go find the person that talks the least and watches the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In which case, that's probably Old Long Johnson. I think Old Long Johnson is probably, I think he tells you about, some friends went to go and try and find his lost, partner, whose name I've temporarily forgotten, but warns you that, but then is like, then says that they were beset by magical kobolds who turned one of them into a toad. So, I think he warns you that, kobolds to the south are, have riches, and access to some kind of strange magics, but are, formidable.
Great.
Cool. Honestly, I would be happy to go with either of those things. I'd be happy to go and search for an emperor's head, or go and fight and plunder kobolds.
I agree.
Great.
I think being a thief, I would be drawn to shinies. So, magic kobolds guarding shinies, it just seems right up my alley.
For Arcady, the decision will be very clear in the idea that because our fortune is very low and everyone's on this precipice of a lot of suffering, the idea of, even though there's great risk, going and trying to bring back resources is very that's the obvious, please excuse me, thing to do. That's the apparent line forward for Arcady. Also because they weren't around they were off doing who knows what in regards to this screaming corpse of an emperor. So
yeah, exactly. Probably seems very theoretical.
Yes.
Yes, the theoretical screaming emperor corpse.
Yeah. I have a clarifying question.
Bella was the name of the partner. Thank you very much, Darren.
I have a clarifying question about that rumor.
Yes.
Does it sound, and maybe this is not obvious, but does it sound like the kobolds are presenting a threat to the town, or is it more a if you go out there, they'll fuck you up?
The second one.
Okay, all right. So we'd be going for resources, but we wouldn't really. We wouldn't.
If you managed to find Bella, that would count as solving a problem.
Cool. Okay, yeah, I'm cool for rescuing someone.
Good thinking.
I think there was something about that adventure in the journals. Luke, do you have the journals open? Can you...
A kobold village that worships a strange eel spirit.
Yes.
The screaming undead corpse of Malcolm roams here.
Yeah.
Hang on, eel spirit wasn't the
More
well?
screaming undead corpse.
Didn't the well have?
There
a
is
bunch
also
of
a
eels?
well. Yeah, there's also an eel well.
Seems the ruins of the sister town to Beta. They were a superstitious group of people who were destroyed when the fountain was misused and their blessings turned to curses.
Is this the kobold town? Still? Is that what you
I think
were
the
reading
kobolds
from?
are like
A
in
bunch
that
of
same
stuff in
area.
a swamp.
Yeah. Yep.
Can one of you say that again? I missed all like the takeaway.
There's a bunch of stuff in a swamp.
Swamps are cool.
Is the swamp to the south? March?
This-
Pardon?
Is the swamp to the south?
The swamp is, I mean, like, yeah, southish, yeah.
Approximately?
As much as you can, as much as that makes sense, right? Like the North Star changes which constellation it is in from time to time. So like,
So it's yeah. So there's a swamp vaguely to the south that contains a kobold village.
yep. And also
And
the ruins of a not kobold village.
Ooh,
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Hang on a minute. There is something in the log here that says that Bella has been returned by the swamp wizard.
Oh, did they return her?
According to him, she was in the mountains beyond the swamp at risk of being turned into a harpy.
Right, of course. Yes. So she has been returned. So that has been done.
Okay. So there isn't a rescue.
There isn't a
mission
rescue
there.
to do.
There's
It
just
sounds
a-
like there is potentially a revenge mission.
Potentially.
I think the best odds of us killing two birds with one stone and getting the double fortunes is dealing with the weird ghost and hopefully also getting like either some treasure from the Emperor's
Yeah, I feel like that's probably...
crown or like something on the battlefield or like
Yeah, I think that's...
I feel like the greatest gain is probably there.
Yeah, okay. I think I agree that seems like the most efficient one. But I am also aware that like because that adventure, the start of that adventure was with like a different set of people. I could see it being like just not as fun potentially for people who weren't there for the first part. So I would be happy to take a less good sort of chances of multiple fortunes if it were going to be more fun for people in general to go to the kobold bit.
Gotcha. I have no problems with going and doing a thing where like where Arcade's like, great.
I mean, that's
Got
the
my
thing, right?
buy-in.
Like, the better we are at journaling, the more people can have an understanding of what's going on in the town and, like, join in on adventures, because you're never going to get the same group together again, like, usually. So that's the thing about this format. So who is leading this ragtag crew, and where are you going?
I want to know if Ray has an opinion as a deciding kind of
Yeah.
vote.
I am happy to be the 10th man. I think the investigating the kobold dilemma sounds the most interesting at the current moment.
Yes, Cammy reminds us that Bella was rescued, and that's why Henri is a frog.
That's right. Yes, so one of the adventurers has been turned into a frog by
Oh no.
these kobolds. Is that right?
I think if you speak to Henri or the people that were there, they will say that it was not the kobolds that did it. That's just that's the like mixed message. But if you speak to the other people, then they will tell you that there was a wizard magic man in another part of the swamp that was separate to the kobolds. And they will also tell you that the size of the big eel fish thing was very, very large.
So it sounds like we are as a whole a little on the fence. So I would propose that we get a vote from chat.
Yep.
I am curious to know which of those things is chat most interested in us doing. Do they want us to chase a spooky dead emperor, or do they want us to go to like a cool kobold swamp?
Oh wait, sorry.
A clump, as it is sometimes.
You're fired, Luke. I missed you so much.
Oh, that face.
I missed you too, Andy.
Look how sad he is.
There we go. I worked out how to use the poll command.
They. Check out the good. Nice, Ash. That's cool.
How did...
And Jason in chat.
I'm going to need you to teach me your ways at some point, Ash. Your
I'm magic.
secret ways. Well, yes. Do you take apprentices? Is all I'm asking.
That sounds like you're flirting again.
Okay, yes, and also it's a valid question still.
Folks, why did we open it up? Why did we open it up to chat? No one has yet actually voted for the poll.
Chat,
They're all
fucking vote.
I was gonna ask. We can't vote in chat and like stack the deck, right?
You can.
That's not cool.
Well, we can vote. That's fine. Everyone.
Yeah, let's do it as well.
Everyone can vote.
Everyone plus chat.
Okay, I just wanted to check before.
I don't think I have access to Twitch at the moment. So.
Okay, I'll paste it in the other chat. Please hold. Boop.
Oh, I just meant because I'm not like logged in.
No, but you can like Aaron's going to post it in Zoom chat.
Yep, it's right there. This is why you keep nerds around. I'm quick with links.
I play a game when you're doing your interviews where I try and brace you to like find the link and paste it.
Oh, well, I appreciate that a whole lot, and also the calming words when things invariably fall apart, tech-wise.
All right.
Oh
no! People pressed buttons.
Mm-hmm. I demand a recount. I don't like the results of this one, so if we could just do another one, no, it's fine.
Oh, it's the Emperor. Okay. Let's do it. Who's leading the party?
Who's leading the party? It makes sense for. Well, I mean, actually, probably our ranger is probably very good at leading full stop. But it also would make sense if like either Bao or Kalek were helping, considering we've been there.
So the way that it works is if you are the person leading and you've been there before, you get +2 in instead of +1 for.
And I was like within the fiction we did establish last time that I was helping Thorn navigate.
Cool. Well, then maybe you're leading.
I think that makes
sounds
sense.
good to me. Let's do it.
Cool. So we undertake a perilous journey.
Would you still like help?
Yes, I would love help. That would be lovely.
I would like to help you not hurt yourself moving through the underbrush.
That would be good. All right, so we've got +2 forward.
Yep.
It's two progress again, Ash?
It is 2 progress to get to the bone zone.
The bone zone.
And you don't have. Did anyone make a map?
I don't believe so. No.
Cool.
We did not have the correct things. Oh, also, as a note, before we leave town, I definitely make sure that I take time to put spirits in my talismans so that I have 3 full talismans.
Acceptable. Here's the thing about like. Is there a section in the journals about what is mapped?
Nope.
Okay, someone needs to make that and add the tree. There is a map to the tree.
A nodcap tree. Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to use that as a like, go to the nodcap tree and then go from there.
Here's the thing.
Got it.
That's not the way we went last time, and I don't have an intelligence modifier that's worth having.
Okay, cool. Then just go for it.
I'm gonna go via the weird magic lightning bridge, the landmark that I'm familiar with.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So roll 2d6 plus 2.
Very nice. So
And I had a helper.
Yes. So do you want to re-roll one?
A 9.
Okay. So you replaced the 3 with a 2, which brings us down to 8. So yeah, so you're still on 79. That's okay. What would you like to do?
I mean, the one that makes sense is make one progress, but only if you overcome a danger first, because that bridge is dangerous.
Is that what you're
Like,
choosing?
I feel like the fiction demands that I choose that option, even if that doesn't end up being the danger. Like, I just think the fiction indicates that that's what it should be.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah, I'm choosing that.
I mean, I'm happy to make the bridge be the danger. I think that seems reasonable. I think it's actually no, because it's not storming, so it has to be something else. Let me have a look at my little list here.
Are there any creatures that eat lightning and would depower the bridge? Oh wait, was the bridge made of lightning? Or did
No.
it just... Oh, okay.
Stone. And when you walked on it and you got to the top, you got hit by lightning.
Oh, okay. I was vastly misinterpreting that whole thing.
I didn't get hit by lightning because I'm very clever.
Hmm. Too smart for lightning. That is a good life skill.
Emily was too fast for the lightning.
So I think as you're going, I know what this is. Yeah, cool, excellent. The bridge, when you approach it, has a barricade of sticks and like bits of wood and things like that set up on it, and like a small fortress. And by small, I mean like miniature fortress has like been built on the bridge, with like a barricade wall on either side to like protect it from being invaded. And I think
Sorry, everyone.
so yeah, the as you approach it, the I think you get like warning shots as like some little like slivers of gold and silver are like you hear like twip, twip, like this, like these tiny little plinking sounds as these bits of like gold and silver just like ricochet past you. And you see these small little figures like peering up from behind their wall. But this is probably like what, 3 feet high? Like it's a 3 foot high like barricade wall that is like manned by starved, like guarded by like these little 6 foot high figures, 6 inch high figures. With weird little conical canvas hats, and yeah, they seem like immediately hostile as soon as you approach. I think there's a banner hanging off with someone like a human-sized like shirt at one point, but it's now being used as like a giant war banner. And I think it has a picture of like a triangle with a lightning strike through it.
I'm so sorry, everyone. This is all my fault.
What do? Shall we take a break there? Let's take our first break.
Sure.
And you can work out what your approach is going to be to deal with the tiny people and their tiny fortress covering the bridge. We'll be back in a minute.